Alright kids, good day, how you doing? I'm going to go over my Ruger Alaskan in 454 Casull and 45 Colt. This is a pretty cool gun that I got. I really like it, and there's a lot of videos on, not a lot, there's some videos on YouTube and on the internet that are accurate and practical, and some that really aren't. I understand people like to buy this gun for recreational purpose, or it's just a cool piece. Why did I buy this? I bought this for moose and bear defense. When I am up hunting bird during moose mating season, or if I'm out hunting in the woods or walking in the woods where there are bear. Now ideally, if you're doing things smart, you shouldn't have to worry about a bear, but they aren't 100% predictable. I do not ever carry this for, well, no, that's not true. I wouldn't intentionally carry this for personal defense against the two-legged predators, unless, what I'll go into later, sometimes you can switch between 45 Colt and 454 Casull. There's a lot of videos on YouTube where guys are shooting this gun and the recoil for some reason comes way up over their head, or almost hits them in the face, and I'm not really sure. I think it all has to do with either them thinking it's going to be a real easy thing to shoot or not having proper grip. I can tell you, if you have proper grip, which looks like this on a revolver, and your arms and your weight is forward, you're doing it properly, it's going to kick. It's a stout round, but you're not going to see what some of the weird videos online are doing. I also bought this gun because it was an awesome deal. I was looking at 44 Magnums, specifically the Ruger Super Redhawk as well as the Smith & Wesson 629, and this one came up. The guy had only shot 45 Colt through it, shot one 454, got scared and decided to sell it. So this had no carbon marks on the front of the cylinder. Now it has some. I've been shooting it a lot, and actually it does need to be cleaned. I like to keep this really clean, so that's what I'm going to be doing when I'm done with this video. But I couldn't pass it up. For the deal that I got for this, it's about 2/3 the cost of it brand new, and it pretty much was brand new. The sights on it are good. Let me see if I can get it here. You've got the little white on the rear sight, a little white outline there. I don't really care about that too much. That might as well be black. On the front sight, it is black, and I did put a dab of orange paint on it so I can more clearly see it, and it helps a lot. It's real easy to pick up real fast. I just used a bright hard finish nail polish and carefully put it on there with a toothpick. Needed 2 coats. It's all stainless steel, really heavy gun. It's about 44 ounces, which is, like a very large 1911 or other revolver. But if you get a Super Redhawk that has, the 8-inch barrel or whatever it is, those are a lot heavier. And the Taurus, I think, are the heaviest when I was checking them out. So I was fine with getting this one. The trigger. It's double action, single action. Yep, it's unloaded. Single action, I'll shoot for fun. It's a very nice pull, very accurate. But I usually practice double action because if you ever do use it, that's how it would go. Tom Gresham has a really cool interview on one of his podcasts from a couple years ago where he interviews a guy, oh shoot, I forget his name, from Alaska, who was walking his dogs and was charged by a grizzly who actually was trying to eat him, and used the 454 Casull with some loads from his local gun shop to stop the bear in its tracks. A very kind of a lucky shot. It did break the bear's neck, but it was so close that the bear slid past him. I definitely recommend checking it out. You can find it on iTunes for the Tom Gresham Gun Talks podcast. With the trigger, I did, and I don't ever touch the triggers of a defensive pistol or anything with it, but on this one I did, because my intention was not to carry it concealed or anything, and it's going to be for being out in the woods. I found that I bought the Wolf spring kit, and let me see if I can show you. This one comes with a few springs in it, it comes with the trigger return spring and the main spring. And I might just take this down for you real quick and show you how easy it is to take this down. What I found was when I put in the, I believe it was the 12-pound main spring, you got to try them out. It didn't ignite all the primers, and so I had to go up until, with several different brands of ammunition, with CCI being the stiffest primer. That's what I ended up having to go with. Here's the main spring. The trigger return spring is inside here, and I'm not going to go into there, but I can show you quick how to take it down. Might as well. Basically, you're going to cock the hammer back, and right here there's a little hole. I'm going to stick this pin in there, through the hole there, and I'm going to release the hammer, and as that comes down, it takes the pressure off the spring. So there's tension right here, but it's this push pin is holding it there right now. If I pulled this out, the spring would shoot this little thing off the end. Set that aside. Alright, now out comes the hammer. And to do that, we're going to remove this. Don't know what it's called, but I know it needs just a little bit of lubricant. There you go. And the hammer should come out with just a little finagling of the trigger. There you go, there's the hammer. And now we take out the trigger assembly. For that, we're going to use a little bit of a bigger push pin, and there is a little tab right there that you push, and I usually go in through the back and push that in. Sometimes it helps just to give it a little tap. That's it. There's your trigger assembly. Try and keep that clean, pretty much dry, just a little oil in a couple parts. And then the cylinder. And after you've taken that out, the cylinder comes out. Just slides in and out there once you get the trigger out. Set that aside, and that's it. That's your frame. There's really no need to go into all this. There's really nothing in there. You can just clean it out with a brush. So that's that. The grip is really what makes this a manageable cartridge in a gun of this size. This is again the Hogue mono grip, and you can see that big, this is a gel pad right here, big thick thing that sits right in the web of your hand. And don't get me wrong, on cold days I've cut my hand right here shooting this where it bleeds, but it really doesn't hurt that bad. It's just when my hands were dry, it coming back split my hand. But you get a real full grip on this. Very, not really convenient to conceal, but if you're able to carry it, I carry on a hip holster, I'll show you in a second. That's the way to do it. So we're going to go ahead and try and put this together quickly. There goes our cylinder. There we go. And the hammer. This can be a little tricky, getting it back in there. Basically, you want to line up this hole here. There you go. And when the hole's lined up, you're going to push this back in, this little pin. Put in your mainspring. With that in there, cock the hammer again. Oops. Didn't go in. Function test. Looks good to me. Put the grip on. And put the screw in. And that's it. Shit.